Hello friends, today I wanted to share some of my goals and plans for this upcoming year. I always find that January is a really great time to relish in that kind of new start feeling energy. I really love fresh starts. A lot of people kind of trash the idea of New Year's resolutions, or at least I know a lot of people who do. But I think that any opportunity to try and improve yourself, grow, or even just develop as a person is a positive thing. So whether you stick to your goals perfectly or not, I never do. I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about progress and not perfection. Taking small steps towards getting where you want to go and becoming who you want to become. You may or may not know, but this past year has been super life-changing and priority shifting for me. We had our baby boy, Raphael, this last year, and life has definitely had a different type of flow than it used to. I always tell my friends and my family who don't have kids yet that they have no idea how much time they have. I don't even know what I used to do with my time. I had so much of it. It's really hard to believe, but truthfully, I love this season of my life. I found that I'm learning to be more focused with the time that I do have, and I'm learning how to make it work. And I'll be honest, when I say I'm learning to make it work, quote, I don't mean I'm learning how to make a consistent work schedule that sticks. I guess I more so mean that I'm learning to be flexible and just go with the flow. Because every day is really so different from the next. Some days we get lots of naps and some days we don't, like yesterday, but another story. Some days I can get up really early and work, and some days I can't. Because I was up all night, but I'm learning that I can still make time to work if it's a priority. It's just a bit more of a challenge than it used to be. So my mantra for this season in my business is keep things afloat. And it's okay that 2022 isn't going to be a year for radical new goal settings and dreams. I'm not trying to do anything super ambitious or revolutionary. Instead, I want to keep things sustainable, profitable, and most importantly, I want to follow creative instincts and curiosities that I have. So here's what that looks like for me. First, I'm going to keep on top of print orders, commissions, and client work. So this includes housekeeping tasks like scanning and digitizing my artwork, which is not my favorite thing to do, but it's got to be done. Responding to emails and, staying on top of bookkeeping and taxes and stuff like that. Second, I want to keep on top of sharing a few pieces of art each month on Instagram. I don't have the capacity to be using social media that much these days, but I have found that a little bit of consistent sharing is enough. I don't need to be making dance videos for reels these days, so not a priority. Thirdly, I want to consistently show up on my Patreon with tutorials, behind the scenes artwork, sketches, and feedback from my patrons. So Patreon is definitely going to be one of my priorities for 2022. Fourth, I want to find time to have fun and create in smaller ways. For example, I want to find time to make a few more carved rubber stamps, just because I think they're really fun. I want to create lots of looser watercolors in my sketchbook. I also want to make more handmade sketchbooks because that's really fun and I really enjoy that. I definitely just want to be making time for things that I feel like are fun and creative, not necessarily things that are just going to make me money or whatever. Like, I just want it to stay fun. So that's number 4. Number 5, I also really want to stay semi-consistent sharing YouTube videos, but that's probably going to be a little bit lower on the priority list because it does take quite a bit more time. We'll see how things go. I definitely want to show up more on YouTube, so that's not a promise, but I'm just telling you I would like to. So outside of, my family's obviously my biggest priority, my business is a big priority. I have another thing I want to invest some time into this year that has nothing to do with my business, but you're here listening, so I'm going to tell you. My husband and I just bought a new home, and we've been having so much fun getting settled in, and we've done some renovations. And so this home is on half of an acre, and it's mostly undeveloped as far as the land goes, with the exception of a few trees, and they're actually pretty mature, which is really nice. And there's also a little tiny patch of yuccas, which are like a high desert kind of shrub that look kind of like a cactus. But anyways, I have been poring over high desert gardening books and YouTube videos and podcasts, and I'm so excited to try my hand at gardening this year. I'm honestly jonesing for spring to get here so I can start planting. And because we live in the high desert, I have accepted that I will never have a dreamy English garden, but I am so excited to learn what grows best in my zone, in our climate, just in our part of the country. It's a very specific and special type of place, and so I'm learning a lot about what kind of plants are going to grow best here, and I definitely am looking forward to making a beautiful outdoor kind of oasis for my family and I to enjoy for years to come. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I also would love to plant some vegetables and herbs, and looking forward to that. My brother and his wife, my sister-in-law, they have a beautiful vegetable garden, and so they have lots of seeds for me to use. Dan, my husband, is going to be making me a few raised garden beds, and so that's just where my mind's at. I'm really looking forward to that. Besides that, I think I want to keep things simple in 2022. Like I said, nothing too ambitious, just keeping things afloat, keeping things fun, showing up for Patreon. So if you would like to join me on Patreon, there's a link below in the description or on the video. I would love to see you there, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.